Yo, what's up guys? So today we are gonna see, what if Naruto drops the mask after the Valley of the End, and got Massive Harem, part 1. Hope you'll enjoy this video. So before we start, go check out the author of this fanfic, OneFairy7, link is in the description, and also subscribe to my channel, and like this video. Let's begin the video. Lying in a hospital bed was the most unpredictable ninja in the elemental nations, simply staring at the plain white tiles of the hospital ceiling going over and over in his head. What could have changed? Knock knock. Naruto just ignored the knocking, and just continued lying there thinking of what could have changed. Hey brat, you will be all healed by tomorrow, said. Okay ba-chan, thanks for telling me, said Naruto in a strained and quiet tone. Sighing at the tone Naruto used, Tsunade tries to think of a way to lift his spirits, but is cut off by Naruto. Ba-chan, do you think Sakura is going to be mad at me for not bringing Sasuke back, said Naruto with a guilty look on his face. Yes, Sakura. Naruto, what happened to Sakura-chan? I never truly had a crush on her, that was just a mask I made to protect me from more persecution from the villagers. I mean, who could like a girl that constantly hits them for no reason? But the smirk says, well, for one, both sharing a quick laugh at the Toad Sanin's expenses. Haha, thanks ba-chan, I needed that. So what's going to happen now? Asked Naruto. Well, Jiraiya was planning on taking you on a training trip for 3 years to teach you, said, as she watched Naruto's face change from confused to concentration to happy, but settled on annoyance, much to her shock. But ba-chan, he will probably just leave me in a hotel and go peeking like when we went looking for you. Naruto said. Oh, he did he? Well, he's going to have to talk so someone he's very familiar to very soon, and trust me Naruto, if he ditches you to train, just send me a summoned toad, and I will make sure he sees the light and starts training you. Spoke with a menacing look in her eyes that promised pain in unlimited amounts. Thanks ba-chan, you're the best. So when can I leave again? Chuckled Naruto, scratching that back of his head. Tomorrow, and after you explain everything about this mask of yours, said with a stern glare that left no room for questions. Looking into Tsunade's eyes with a sad look that Tsunade had never seen on the young ninja's face. Well, it happened like this. Flashback. The young 6-year-old Naruto was walking back from the academy after his first day there, and was as happy as a child could be, as he managed to score the highest in the class, and kunai, and shuriken throwing, and answer all the questions he got asked right. But then he heard a loud noise. Hey, I found him. So the demon boy thinks he can show up Sasuke-sama at the academy. Did you say one man in the crowd of people? Yeah, who do you think is showing up, Sasuke-sama? Screeched a pink-haired woman. Well, we can't have that now, can we? So let's make sure you don't do it again, let's get in. Spoke a fat villager with hardly any teeth. So for 10 minutes they continuously beat him with whatever they could get their hands on, like sticks, stones, and even couple of kitchen, until a large amount of killing INT Kai from now froze the mob in places, and some even passed out from it. What is going on here? Shouted the third Hiruzen with a group of the bravest, stupidest member in the mob, stuttered out. Getting rid of the demon boy, said the now pale man. Ambu takes all of them too, and to tell him that he has my permission to not hold back, and last time I checked those two were quite fond of little Naruto. As they took on the mob, Hiruzen took Naruto to the hospital to get him help for his injuries, and stayed there till I woke up. Yawned, how my head hurts, where am I? Asked to himself. It's good to see you're awake Naruto, how do you feel? I'm fine Jiji, my head hurts a tiny bit, but I'm fine, said Naruto with his fox-like smile. That's good to hear Naruto, so can you tell me what happened? So Naruto retold the tale to his Jiji, who by the end of the story, was leaking massive amounts of Kai, scaring Naruto a lot. Well Naruto, just rest for now, I have to go, and sort some things out, okay? Okay bye Jiji, said a sleepy Naruto. Good night Naruto. Pretending to be asleep, Naruto was thinking about what happened, and it all happened because he showed what he could do, so, until he found it necessary he would hide his skills, and play the idiot to the public eye, but he would train secretly. Flashback end. And that's what happened, ba-chan, said a sad Naruto, still thinking about the recent events. I'm so sorry Naruto that I could be there to help you at the beginning of your life, but I promise I will help you, as much as I can now, speaking with small tears falling from her eyes. Thanks ba-chan, I appreciate it, spoke a tired Naruto, still injured from the Chidori from Sasuke. Get some rest Naruto, you will need it tomorrow, spoke. Okay, good night ba-chan, spoke to Naruto, as he drifted to sleep, telling himself that he will train, as much as possible, to become the best ninja the world has ever seen. After the talk with Naruto went to her office to sit and think of some ways to help Naruto with his training, until her view wandered to the pictures of the previous Hokages. Then an idea struck her, but better to carry on the legacies of them. Then Naruto, he might not have wood release like her grandfather, but he had other techniques that Naruto would love to learn. And her uncle had many water release to use along with her sense in earth and fire. But the main character was the fourth Naruto's father, space-time, the flying thunder god. Learning any of these would help him immensely. She was brought out of her thoughts by a knock at the door. Yes, come in, spoke, compassing herself after her daydream-like state. Tsunade-sama, Jiraiya-sama has asked when Naruto is able to travel with him to start the trip. Spoke. Thank you, but tell the pervert to come to my office in 2 hours. I need to talk to him and sort some things out before he and Naruto leave, spoke in a professional tone. Of course Tsunade-sama, I will tell him just that. Thank you. So for the next 2 hours gather all the scrolls Naruto would need to learn to be a ninja, and maybe one day thing like different for each element, katas for chujutsu styles, different weapons like katanas to bow staffs, and even a kama, and books on sealing from novice to master, all sealed in scrolls labeled differently. Now just waiting for Jiraiya, she thinks over everything she's gathered, and thinks of one major thing she didn't know about Naruto's natural affinity, something she would have to rectify. Tsunade, what is it you need to see me about, spoke climbing through the window. Why do you have to go through the window to pervert the, spoke with a tick mark over her eyebrow. Because I'm the gallant master spy loved by women all over the world. Going through the door just isn't cool enough for someone like me, who spoke cheerfully with a grin on his face. Jiraiya, this is important, so take this seriously, or so help me, I will send you two with just my fist. Do I make myself clear, spoken irritated and serious. Noticing was actually serious, he immediately knew to be two or suffered the busty blonde's wrath. What is wrong? Tsunade spoke as serious. It's about Naruto's training. I need to know what you are going to be training him for the duration of the trip, spoke, hoping for a reasonable answer. Ha, I was expecting something like I used you in my new book or something, man, don't scare me like that. Tsunade spoke a relief. I'm serious, Jiraiya spoke as still annoyed and serious. While mainly training in using the Kyuubi's chakra and some taijutsu training, and a bit about dispelling, spoke not seeing the point in this conversation. Tsunade for her part was stunned. That was his plan, 3 years of training, and that's all he was going to do, no learning ninjutsu, which would be Naruto's strong point, as someone trained him not even proper taijutsu training. What was this pervert thinking, wasting 3 years of Naruto's life like that? Trying to calm herself down, she spoke slowly. Jiraiya, I hope that isn't it, spoke slowly, trying to calm down. Well yeah, I mean he has to learn how to use the, otherwise he hasn't much hope to match 7's class ninja, spoke as still confused. Jiraiya, I will tell you this once, so listen well, and I mean very well, you will teach him properly, not just the bare minimum. Do I make myself clear? Shouted a pissed off. But Tsunade, we don't have that much time for him to learn those kind of things, spoke a pale and shaky. Jiraiya, what is Naruto's strong point? Spoke. Well, massive chakra levels, I mean he can make thousands of cage bunshin without even breaking a sweat, spoke, a confused, not sure why she asked that. And tell me, what is the special effect the cage bunshin does to the user, spoke a smirking. Well, they transfer the memory, Tsunade, you genius, shouted, finally getting what she meant. Finally you got it. I didn't know you were that dense, but enough of that, I came up with a training program for Naruto for the first year. Here, have a look, said, as she passed a piece of paper. As read the paper, his eyes widened further and further, reading what was on the sheet. Training first year, cage bunshin style. Physical exercises with weights that adjust to the user, 6 to 8 am. Clones working on chakra control exercises like water walking etc. -6 to 8 am. Theory work for seals jutsu making, and politics whilst clones continues chakra exercise -8 to 10 am. Lunch and rest whilst clones continues chakra exercise 10 to 11 am. Element training depending on the element and how many, 11 2 pm. Taijutsu traing 2 to 4 pm. Weapons training 4 to 6 pm. Dinner whilst clones work on sealing work 6 to 8 pm. At 9 pm. So what do you think for the first year of training? Spoke as slightly proud. And I thought was the most sadistic women in this village, but if he can do this he will be in just over a year, and will go further, as the trip continues, chuckled. Also we need to find out his elements so I can give you a couple of things to train him better, spoke a happy, thinking this will help Naruto. We can do that tomorrow, he is still in the hospital, so let him rest. And is there anything else you need to discuss with me? Said a sleepy, knowing he has to get up early tomorrow. Yes, this is very important. After the first year of training you are going to tell Naruto who his parents are if you think he matures enough to know, said seriously, as she knew that him knowing who his parents are could change how he views them and this village. Very well, but not until I think he is ready. This is a very serious matter that could cost not just us, but the village as well. Spoke to Jiraiya in a serious voice. Anyway, let's both get some sleep, we have a long day tomorrow, spoke, trying to lighten the mood a bit. Yeah, let's get to bed, spoke a lustful voice. Tsunade, with a tick mark above her head, remembered something Naruto told her earlier. But one more thing, said in a sickly sweet tone. And what is that? Tsunade said, still in a lustful way, to be aware of the pain about to come. Never take Naruto peeking. Shouted, as she punched out of the window, sending the oversight of. With that done, walks to her home, and falls asleep. Think about what will happen tomorrow. The sun was rising and some people who were opening shops, whilst others were running to get missions at the tower, and some just having a morning stroll. But Naruto was lying in a hospital bed thinking about what would happen today. His disappearance was cut short as a knock at the door caught his attention. Yes, come in, spoke Naruto. Naruto, good to see you're up, how do you feeling? Spoke with a smile. I feel fine, Bachan, so is it time for me to leave? Asked Naruto. Yep, come on, we will sign you out, and the front desk spoke. Walking through the hospital, Naruto couldn't help but notice seemed happier than normal, and just couldn't think of any reason, but kept it to himself, as he liked seeing her happy. After signing out, turned to Naruto and told him, "Give me your hand, Naruto. I'm going to shunshin us to my office." "Okay." Naruto grabbed her hand, warm were the thoughts of the two, and in a puff of smoke they were in Tsunade's office with their waiting, letting go of each other's hand reluctantly, spoke. "Okay Naruto, I know you're thinking I'm going to leave you during your training, and go do research. I'm telling you I won't until you can practice yourself, otherwise you will probably castrate me with the rust kunai." Spoke pale and nodded, he continued. "Before we go we are going to check your element affinity, so we know what to bring, okay?" Pulling out a piece of paper, and handing it to Naruto. "Just pump chakra into that paper, and if it splits its wind, burns its fire, crumbles is lighting, if soggy is water, and last if it turns to dust, you have earth." Spoke. Naruto, following the instructions, pumps chakra into the paper. The reaction was unexpected. It split into two halves, one side turned soggy, and the other crumbled, meaning wind, water, and lighting. Now having 3 natural affinities is extraordinary, but the level of affinity, the water side turned into a puddle, meaning a high water affinity. And the other crumbled into a small barely visible ball, meaning a strong affinity for lighting. Tsunade, and started to be shocked at the reaction. Neither of them was expecting that kind of reaction, but here it was right in front of them, getting over their shock. "Well, look at that, you have 3 very strong affinities. That's going to help us a lot during training. Don't you agree with Tsunade?" Haim asked. "True, but it will take him a while to master all of them. But to think you had a water affinity to rival my uncle the Nidame is quite a shock. But you will have to train hard to get to his level, but I'm sure you can do it." "Of course I can, Bachan. I will be sure to make you proud when I return to," spoke Naruto with a happy smile on his face. "No, we are heading out in a couple of hours, so go and say your goodbyes, and meet me at the north gate in 2 hours, okay?" said. "Of course Hiro-sensei, I'll meet you then," said Naruto before jumping out the window, heading for the ramen stand to say goodbye to them. 5 minutes of running later. "You old man, aim you there," shouted Naruto. "Well, if it isn't my favorite customer, what can I do for you?" asked with a smile. "I came to tell you, and that I'm going away for 3 years to train, so I won't be around here for a while," said Naruto. "My favorite customer is leaving," said, still smiling, but then what Naruto said sunk in. "What, you're leaving? My business is ruined," shouted with the tears falling from his eyes, until hit him on the head with a ladle to silence him. "Well Naruto, we are going to miss you around here. How about a free bowl of ramen, as a goodbye present?" asked with a smile. "Thanks, but only one. I need to go and get some from the Iron Claw for training," spoke a happy Naruto. "Okay then, give me a minute, and you will have it waiting for his ramen." He didn't notice a familiar face sitting next to him until he spoke. "Hey Naruto, long time no see, how have you been?" asked the man. Recognizing the voice, Naruto turns and sees his old sensei. "Hey Iruka-sensei, I be good, and guess what, I'm going on a training trip for a couple of years. Isn't it awesome?" spoke a happy Naruto. "Wow, who are you going with, might I ask?" asked an intrigue. "Well, I call him Iro-sensei, but everyone else calls him," said Naruto. "Wait, the Jiraiya, one of the Senin?" That Jiraiya shouted, the believing what he heard. "Yeah, that's him. It's cool, isn't it?" said Naruto, now turning to his ramen, thanking for it, and dug into not noticing or not caring about Iruka's shocked face. "Thanks for the ramen, but I have to go," by Iruka-sensei. "I'll see you when I get back," spoke Naruto has walked away. Walking down the road, heading for the Iron Wolf to get equipment, ignoring the glares sent to him by some people. Just as he is about to walk in, a familiar voice screeches out. "Naruto Baka, I finally found you," screeched the pink banshee. "Yes Sakura, what can I do for you?" spoke Naruto in a calm voice with his face devoid of emotion. "What do you mean, what can you do? Where is Sasuke Kanyubaka?" screeched Sakura. "By now I would think about dropping his pants for the snake pedo, but I'm not really sure," said an amused Naruto. "So you didn't bring him back? I knew I should have trusted you with a simple task. You're such a loser," spoke Sakura in a cold tone. "Well then, Miss Perfect, why didn't you go and stop him?" asked Naruto. "Because I wasn't picked to go on the mission." "I'm not sure why," he asked. "And do you know why you didn't get picked?" asked Naruto again. "Because they knew that if I stayed here in the village, then Sasuke-kun would come back, because true love conquers all," spoke Sakura like it was the most obvious thing in the world. "Wrong, you weren't picked because you are a completely useless ninja, and a disgrace kunoichi everywhere. And she knew if she sent you, you would have died 10 minutes out of the village. The only reason you got this far in your ninja career is because of me, Sasuke, and Kakashi. If it weren't for you, you would be dead 10 times over. So get your act together, you disgrace of the kunoichi." At the end of the speech, Sakura was crying because she knew all his words were true, and she couldn't deny it, so she ran home hoping to forget what Naruto just said to her. Naruto watched as Sakura ran, not really caring if she was crying or not. She needed to learn that being a ninja wasn't a game, and she would die soon if she didn't get her act together, forgetting the Sakura incident for now. He walked into the Iron Wolf, where a tall bald man with muscles bigger than his head was standing behind the counter. Naruto came back again, and I saw, spoke Dan, the owner of the shop. "Yeah, I need new equipment and new clothes," said Naruto. "Yes, finally," shouted Dan, scaring Naruto. "Finally what?" asked a confused Naruto. That orange monstrosity is finally going, said Dan with the tears falling from his eyes. With a sweat drop at his forehead, Naruto just smiles and replies, yeah, it needs to go, so here I am. So what equipment do you need, asked Dan with a notepad to write down the order. 100 kunai, 100 shuriken, 500 feet of ninja wire, 50 exploding notes, that's about it. The rest got for me, said Naruto. Okay, I'll get this stuff, you get the new clothes you wanted, spoke Dan, walking away gathering everything. Walking around, Naruto picked out a set of clothes that to him looked good. It was a pair of black ninja sandals with black pants, with a long sleeve mesh top with black v-neck shirt over it, with a red scarf around his neck, going down to just above the back of his knees, black fingerless gloves with metal on the back for extra power, and to finish the look, and face mask like Kakashi covering his face. Putting his headband around his right bicep, allowing his hair to fall freely, and putting his new black pouches on his right and left leg, and looking in the mirror, he can't help but think he looks like a professional ninja now. Walking to the counter to pay, Dan looks at Naruto walking over and likes the choices. High pick, they look good. Nice choices, Naruto, they look good, approved Dan. Thanks, how much do I owe? Asked Naruto. Well, came in about 30 minutes ago and ordered some things and said if you came by then to put it on his tab, so you owe nothing, said Dan. Wow, that's nice of him. Can I also have 2 sealing scrolls? I need to pack up some things at my apartment, asked Naruto. After getting the scrolls and thanking Dan, Naruto walked out of the shop and went to his apartment to seal some stuff he had there. But on the way, people were looking at him differently. No glares, just looks of curiosity and respect, and something else that he didn't recognize, but made a chill go down his spine, ignoring it for now, but still quickened his pace to his home. Getting to his place and sealing his most important items like his cup ramen and more cup ramen, he starts walking to the north gate to meet with. Nearing the gate, he sees a small group of people standing there waiting. Getting closer, he sees a Shizune, Kakashi. He just continues walking. The group at the gate continued to wait there because Naruto was starting to get worried that something happened, but then they saw someone in the distance getting closer. As the person got near, the group's eyes got curious as they saw what he was wearing and who it was. Finally, with the figure in front of them, he spoke. Hey guys. He looked good, and the thoughts were running through the minds of everyone there. Hey, nice clothes, they sweet, you makes you look more like a ninja, spoke. He thanks, I like them as well, said Naruto, scratching that back of his head. I like the mask, Naruto, makes you look mysterious, spoke Kakashi with his famous eye smile. Thanks sensei, now all I need is an orange book and I'm your mining me, chuckled Naruto with Kakashi and joining in, but get 2 death glares from end. That will never happen, and if it does then I will punch you and those 2 perverts, to said, pointing at the now pale and Kakashi. Only joking, Bot-chan, I swear, spoke Naruto, getting slightly pale, thinking about the pain he would be in if he followed in his teacher's footsteps. Anyway, the reason I'm here is to say good luck with your training. To give you this scroll, it contains the Chidori, and since you have a lighting affinity, but you will have to work around the tunnel vision, said Kakashi with his normalized smile. Thanks sensei, I promise I will learn it in no time, said Naruto. Well, shall we go, asked. Sure, Ero sensei, bye you guys, I'll see you soon, spoke Naruto, as he and Jiraiya walked out of the gate and into the forest, not to be seen for 3 years. Walking in the forest of high note towards, and Naruto set up camp where they would stay for about 4 days to get Naruto used to his training exercises that set up for the first year. Okay, the first part of the plan is to do exercises to improve your speed and strength. Whilst doing that, you will make as many clones as you can and get them to do water walking and kunai spinning to improve chakra control, told. Ero sensei, why make clones to chakra control? Isn't it just a waste of chakra? Asked a confused Naruto, not understanding why he wanted him to make clones. But that's where Tsunade's idea comes in, and I'm surprised sensei didn't come up with it. But anyway, the special part about the cage bunchen is that the user gets the memories of the clone when dispelled. So imagine 1 clone works for 10 hours on tree walking and dispels, you get that knowledge. But with you it will be 1,000 clones working on something for 10 hours. You get 400 years of practice, said a happy, thinking about all the things his apprentice will learn and master by the time their trip is over. Wow, that's amazing, shouted a happy, excited Naruto. Yeah, it is, so how about we get started here, put these on, spoke, passing Naruto some chakra weights and training clothes. Putting on the clothes, which was a basic white t-shirt and black trousers, hitting the weights and pumping chakra in the Naruto's face, instantly met the floor, causing to burst out laughing. Oh god, that was hilarious, spoke in between laughs whilst Naruto was mumbling about stupid pervert senses and getting revenge. Getting up, Naruto shouted, Tajikage bunch no, in a big poof of smoke. 1,000 copies of Naruto were standing there. Sees Naruto was ready to start high training, puts the clones to work. Okay, I want 250 of you working on tree walking, another 250 working on water walking, and the last 500 working on kunai spinning, ordered, receiving cores of hair from the clones. Whilst the clones worked on the chakra control, Naruto ran laps around the clearing and did push-ups, squats, crunches for 2 hours. This continued until Naruto dropped to the floor in exhaustion. Seeing this, decided to start the next lesson. Okay, that's enough for now, let's do the basics of sealing. Okay, now do you have any knowledge in sealing? You told Tsunade that you hide your own training, so let's hear what you've been doing, Jiraiya said, hoping not to have to start at the basics. Well, I can make my own sealing scrolls and explosive note stats, as far as I got, as there was no one to teach me anything else, as not many people know about sealing, and I had to learn from a book. I also know a couple of other that I didn't show anyone that I got from the scroll of sealing, said Naruto. What would they be, asked, intrigued. One of them is the Shuriken Shadow clone, and another is the Great Explosive clone, and the last one is the Bringer of Darkness technique, which surprised me because I didn't know I could use, Naruto said, looking at the satisfied face of. Well, the Bringer of Darkness technique costs lots of chakra, and isn't dependent of the control of it, so that's why, and your knowledge is a good start. But by the end of the trip you will be a sealing master, said with a confident look on his face. Well, let's get started, shall we? Said so for the next 2 hours, taught Naruto more on sealing barriers that help against incoming, whilst his clones kept on working on chakra control. Well, let's see if you can block this, okay? Fire style. Fireball shouted, sending a massive ball of fire towards Naruto, who stayed calm, and pulled out seal he previously wrote, and shouted sealing art. Element barrier, and a barrier of chakra surrounded Naruto with the kanji for element on it. When the fireball impacted the shield, it was sucked into the element kanji, and burning the seal. Well, that worked well, and did a nice job on the seal, so get some rest, then we will move on to element training. Said sees Naruto nod his head, and sit down to rest whilst his clones continued their chakra control exercises. After an hour of rest, Naruto felt rejuvenated, and ready to start more training, looking for his sensei. He sees him writing some things down with a concentrated look on his face, wondering what's up. He walks over. Hey Ero-sensei, what are you writing down? Asked Naruto. Turned to look at Naruto. Well, since you are learning element manipulation, but no until you master them, and even with clones that will take time, so I was going to teach you different. The dot uses elements, whilst your clones work on the element spoke. Yeah, that would be awesome, sensei. So what are you going to teach me? Asked an excited Naruto with a smile on his face, ecstatic that he gets to learn something new. Well, this is the list I have, so take a look, and see what you think, Jiraiya said, handing Naruto the paper. Naruto read it, his smile widening, as he read further, and further. Non-element. Shunshin no jutsu add element after training. Toad flatness shadow manipulation technique. Toad oil bullet. Transparent escape technique. Turning into a frog technique. Summoning. Toad mouth bind. Learning to do the one-handed. These sound awesome, sensei. I can't wait to start learning, spoke an excited Naruto. I'm glad you agree, Naruto, but before we start, dispel your clones, but do it in groups of 100, or you will get a massive headache. Once they are all dispelled, we will see how far your chakra control has gotten, Jiraiya told Naruto, who nodded his head, and went to his clones, telling them to dispel in groups of 100. After all the clones were gone, and the memories reserved, Naruto tried all the exercises that the clones did, and found them so easy apart from the kunai balancing, which fell after 20 seconds of balancing, but was good progress for someone with chakra reserves so large. As him going back to, he told him about how far the clones' training went. Congress, what you just learned would take normal ninja about 2 months to learn, and you did it in 7 hours, Jiraiya said with a hint of pride in his voice, at how well Naruto did on his first day of training. Thanks, sensei. So what? Now, asked a smiling Naruto, more than ready to start more training. Smiling at his apprentice's enthusiasm, Jiraiya tells Naruto to make more clones, but leave half his reserves for more training. With a shout of Tajkach Bunshin no, and a poof of smoke standing, there was about 1,000 clones of Naruto waiting for orders. Naruto, I told you to only use half your reserves, said Jiraiya, slightly annoyed that Naruto ignored his order. Naruto looked at Jiraiya confused. What are you talking about, Ero-sensei? I did use half my reserves, Naruto said with a confused look on his face. Wait, this is half of your reserve, said. Receiving a nod from Naruto, he realized something. It must have been all that chakra control exercises, making you waste less chakra for each clone, said, whilst inwardly thinking, I knew this kid was a chakra monster, but this is ridiculous. Getting over his shock, he spoke to the clones. Okay, 300 off, you work on gutting a leaf with wind chakra, another 300 will be making the leaf crumble using lightning chakra, and the last group for 300 will be making the leaf soggy. Okay, go, ordered. Looking behind him, there was the original Naruto, and 100 clones standing there waiting for instructions. Me and Naruto will do something different. Will the rest of you try to do the one hand? Ordered to receive a group of highs from the clones. The original Naruto watched, as performed the hand seal for the Shunshin no, and the amount of chakra needed. Naruto spent the next hour performing the Shunshin, and improving the distance. Jiraiya watched his student appear, and disappear over, and over again with a smile, knowing his student was making progress. After another hour of Naruto doing the Shunshin, and getting it to a reasonable speed, moved on to the transparent escape technique, showing Naruto the hand seals, and watching him perform it, pointing out what to improve. 1 hour time skip. After another hour of watching Naruto disappear and reappear, called him to stop and come to him. Okay, you got those two down, so let's move on to Taijutsu. I have picked out two styles that will work for you. The first is called the Swift Fist, not sure if anyone else used this name, but if they did, sorry, which relies on quick moves and powerful strikes at the vital organs and joint. And the second is the Frog Kata, but you won't learn that until I think you are ready, as it requires you to learn, and you don't have the patience for it yet, maybe in a year or two, said. Sensei, what is asked to confuse Naruto, never hearing of this before, noticing the confused look, started to explain. Senjutsu is the ability to draw on the chakra of nature into one's body, and enhance your abilities like increased strength and speed, increase in power, for explained chuckling when he sees the stars in Naruto's eyes. Can you use ninjutsu, Sensei asked a starry-eyed Naruto. Yes, but I have to be with Ma and Pa for me to use it, but maybe you will be better than me at it, said. Seeing the fire in Naruto's eyes, he continued, but for now go and punch that tree over there 100 times with each fist, and 100 kicks on each leg, ordered, ignoring the horrified look on Naruto's face and the mumbling of slave driver and trying to kill me. 1 hour time skip. Naruto finished with his kicks and punches and walked over to with an extraction of pure pain, gaining a chuckle from. Okay Naruto, now that you are done, I'm going to show you the basic stances for the Swift Fist, so follow my lead, said, slipping into the Swift Fist stance. Think Muay Thai starting stance. For the next hour, Naruto followed Jiraiya's lead in movies of the Swift Fist, with him pointing out the flaws and correcting him with his clones still working on element manipulation. Finishing the basic moves of the Swift Fist over and over, trying to perfect them, calls Naruto over and brings out a scroll from his bag and turns to Naruto. Here Naruto is from, said, handing him the scroll. Naruto opens it and pumps some chakra into it, and 4 different scrolls in different colors, red, blue, green, and purple, come out along with the note. He picks up the note and starts reading. Dear Naruto. Naruto, I hope that you use what is in these scrolls to help your training, and I'm sorry that this is as much as I could do for you at the moment, but I hope it helps. The 4 scrolls contain a different weapon and fighting style to go with it. The red scroll contains a katana, and the swirling tide style that uses flexibility to avoid and deal damage. The blue scroll contains a bow staff, and the swinging strike style that uses powerful swings to deal damage, and using the momentum to dodge. The green is a set of hook swords, and a fighting style called 2 hooks, which involves swift moves, and flexibility to catch people with the hooks. And the purple contains a set of kama with a fighting style called the Reaper, that involves speed and ferocity. I hope this helps you become the ninja you want to be, and that I know you can become. Love. P.S. Send me an update of how you are doing once in a while. As Naruto finished the letter, he could help but feel warm inside his stomach. Not knowing what it was, he ignored it for now and opened his scrolls and looking at the weapons. For some reason he felt drawn to the pair of black bladed kamas. Picking them up and swinging them, he made his decision. He would master the Reaper style and made proud. Looking to wait to hear what he wanted him to do. Well, I'm not a master in weapons, so I won't be much help, but I will help where I can. Getting a knot in return, Naruto walked over to a clearing and read the basics for the style and went through them. 2 hour time skip. After 2 hours of practice with his kamas, he dispelled his clones that were working on element manipulation to see how far he got with each exercises. His clones didn't make much progress. A small cut forward the wind element that was barely noticeable for water. The leaf had a small soggy patch in the corner. And last lighting, the corner of the leaf had a small crumble in it, which wasn't a bad start to his training. He sat down in front of the fire, started to eat his dinner that prepared. So how did you like your first day of training? Asked. It was great. I can't wait to learn more and make you proud of me, said Naruto with a happy smile. Seeing the smile, Jiraiya smiles too, knowing that his apprentice is happy and improving. Well, go to bed. We have 3 more days here, and then we are going to restock supplies and maybe some research for me. Giggling, hoping to go to the hot springs, Naruto ignored his sensei's perverted thoughts and went to his tent to sleep because he had a long day tomorrow. 3 days later, 10 a.m. 4 days of Naruto training, Jiraiya decided that it was time to move on and head to Otafuku to resupply. Walking to Naruto tent, he could help, but was impressed at the rate Naruto was learning even without the clones. Naruto had already learned 4 of them to a decent degree that don't require element manipulation. His clones working on it had finally done it, but took too long to form, so now they were working on speeding up the process of it. His other clones were making good progress with the element manipulation exercises, making a bigger cut with wind, the soggy pack grew with water, and 2 sides of the leaf were crumbled. Tai and weapons training was going well. He got the basic katas to a good degree, but his knowledge and skill had grown in leaps and bounds with him learning to draw different seals. It was safe to say at the end of the trip, Naruto would be a shinobi to be feared. Getting to his tent, shout, "Get up Gaki, we are leaving, only get 5 more minutes," sensei said. A tired Naruto tried to fall back to sleep, not being happy with his apprentice. He gains an evil smirk that would make Orochimaru proud. He went through a quick set of hand seals and shouted Uotsuba, and a small jet of water went into the tent, hitting Naruto dead on. 5 minutes later. A still wet Naruto dressed in used normal clothes, from chapter 3 if you don't remember, and a still laughing made their way to the restock, and for to meet a supposed contact from his spy network. 2 hours of walking they had reached the town, and Naruto was getting nerves. Groups of women were giving high strange looks that he didn't recognize, and it was starting to creep him out. Jiraiya, seeing the looks his apprentice was getting, was crying inwardly thinking not another one. Why do all my apprentices get all the attention from women? It just isn't fair. Well, looks like you're getting quite a bit of attention. Saying in a jealous tone, Naruto caught the tone in his voice. What's with the tone, Yuro-sensei? Why would I want people staring at me with weird looks? Asked a confused Naruto, not getting what there was to be jealous about. Jiraiya was shocked. Didn't Naruto know what those looks meant? Wait, you don't know what those looks mean? Receiving a nod, he continued. Didn't you have sex ed in your class at school? Asked Naruto, knowing that it was a part of the curriculum. We did. But I didn't have Iruka-sensei then, so I got kicked out. Say that I don't need to learn this, said a sad Naruto, now thinking about how the teachers blamed him for everything. Now I was pissed how ignorant people could be, not being able to tell the difference between a giant nine-tailed fox from a child he would be having talks with when he got back, but for now he would have to fix Naruto's lack of knowledge to the opposite sex, and he knew just how to do it. Well, I know just the way to fix this, and here is the answer, said, passing Naruto an orange book that looks very familiar to the blonde. Read this, and you will be a master of the art of women in no time, said, happy to be able to get Naruto to finally read his books. Thanks, sensei, I'll give it a read later. For now I'm going to find a hotel for us to stay at while we are here. Okay, said Naruto, getting a nod in return. He walked away, still trying to ignore the looks he was getting from groups of women. After finding a hotel, and getting a room for the two, Naruto lies down on the bed, thinking about all that's happened lately from the valley until now, and could help but smile knowing he was going to make, and proud of him thinking of Naruto, gets that funny feeling in his stomach, again trying to ignore it. He pulls out the book he got for, and starts reading. Azula began to dress the wounds that Shin had after his fight with the Dark Warrior Dashi. As she dressed his wound, Shin suddenly turned around and caressed her face gently with his large hand. As he did, Azula then began to caress his chest gently with her small gentle hand. As they began to feel one another's body, Shin then suddenly grabbed hold of her chin and kissed her. 4 hours later, Naruto, waking up from his nosebleed, put his book away and decided to go and see the sights around the town. Seeing as still isn't back from meeting his contact, walking down the road he was receiving the same looks from earlier, but now he was waving back to them, making some of the squeal in joy. Continuing down the road he saw a dust cloud in the distance. Deciding to investigate, his face palmed in the center was his perverted sensei getting beaten by angry women. Deciding to save his sensei, he walked over. Excuse me ladies, but can you please let my sense go? I apologize for his actions, and will make sure it doesn't happen again, said a calm Naruto. Hearing the voice, the ladies turned around to see a masked teen about 5'6", wearing black sandals and trousers, a long-sleeve mesh top, and a v-neck black shirt, and a blood-red scarf around his neck. But what stood out the most was his spiky golden blonde hair, child style. Seeing him they called down, and kept staring at him, not sure they heard him speak again. Again ladies, whatever my sensei did I apologize for him, so can you please let him go, as it would be inconvenient for me to find another sensei. One of the ladies came forward. She had a heart-shaped face with black hair and green eyes, and an hergless figure. Well, since you asked so nicely we will leave him alone, but on one condition, spoke the woman. What is the condition? Asked Naruto, confused as to what they could want. Let us see what's behind that mask of yours, and we will let your sensei go, spoke a different woman, this one having brown hair and black eyes with a nice hergless figure. I know not everyone has a figure like that, and they don't need one to be beautiful, but goes for the people he chooses, and most if not all have this kind of body. Naruto, confused with requests, not knowing why they would want to see behind his mask, for nodded, and lowered his mask, letting them see his whisker marks, and a heart-melting smile. He wasn't expecting what came next. Kawaii shouted at the group, and glopped Naruto, stroking the marks, causing him to purr slightly, which only made them more excited. Whilst this was happening, a recovered was crying in tears at how lucky his student was, and why couldn't it be him. After 5 minutes of this, Naruto substituted with a cat walking past, and pulled his mask back up, gaining pouts from the group. Bye ladies, I hope I see you all again someday, said Naruto, walking away with his still crying sensei, receiving shouts of hi he, and walked to the hotel room, where turned to him, and said, why is it always my students that get the girls first? It was, and now you said it, jealous. I'm sorry sensei, I didn't mean to draw your attention, but at least I saved you from them, right, said Naruto, trying to cheer his sensei up. Yeah, at least you saved me. Minato would have left me there, but anyway we are going to start traveling tomorrow, and be doing some missions that sends us, said, trying to change the subject. The mission got Naruto attention. What kind of mission, sensei? Asked an excited Naruto. Well, to begin with bandit camps and low-level missing nin, but eventually they will get harder as you progress in your training. Speaking of training, I made a list of the I'm going to teach you. When you master your elements here, look, said, passing Naruto a piece of paper. Naruto read through it with stars in his eyes. Wind techniques. Blade of wind. Wind release. Drilling air bullet. Wind release. Godly wind from the mountain. Wind release. Great breakthrough. Water techniques. Water clone. Ninja art. Hidden mist. Water release. Water dragon bullet technique. Water release. Tearing torrent. Water release. Water fang bullet. Lightning techniques. Lightning release. Electromagnetic murder. Lightning release. False darkness. Lightning release. Lightning beast tracking fang. Chidori after finding a way around the tunnel vision. Akari. Also you are going to make your own as well. Said knowing Naruto would be ecstatic knowing he is going to be making his own, and lo and behold when he looked at Naruto he had stars in his eyes. Wow Jiraiya sensei, when are we going to start the training? Asked an eager Naruto wanting to learn all he could before he got back to the village. Well, first we are going to travel around the fire country and the smaller countries until you learn element manipulation, and then I'm going to teach you, then we are going to travel around the major countries like water, stone, and lightning. Said Jiraiya, happy with the plan he came up with. That's great sensei, but a quick question. Am I still going to be a genin when I get back to the village? Asked Naruto hoping he wouldn't be, he didn't want to be left behind by his classmates. No Naruto, you will be, or maybe depending on how fast you advance, and how many high-level missions you do. Said watching Naruto sigh in relief. Anyway Naruto, how did you like my book? Asked with a perverted grin on his face, as he watched the visible part of Naruto's face redden that would make a certain jealous. Quickly gaining his composure, Naruto replied, it wasn't that bad, well at least the parts I go to before he trailed off training to forget the memory. Before what Naruto? Said Jiraiya, already guessing what had happened. Trying to change the subject, Naruto tells Jiraiya that he's tired and wants to go to bed, stripped to his boxers. He gets into bed and falls asleep, more determined to train than ever. 1 year time skip. A full year has passed since Naruto started their trip, and the results showed, as Naruto's skills have skyrocketed in all areas. He mastered the swift fist style, and is, as faster than a mighty guy with his weights on thanks to the healing factor of the, and his physical strength is comparable to. He has also mastered the Reaper style for his dual combos to a frightening degree, especially using the hidden mist along with it is something even dreads facing. His knowledge has grown for all his elements, and even made some of his own, after he finished mastering his element affinities. His sealing skill is on par with Jiraiya, and started coming up with his own seal ideas. Jiraiya woke up to a loud explosion, alarmed. Jiraiya runs out of his tent to see Naruto standing there panting. Jiraiya looks at Naruto, and thinks of how much he has changed the past year. Naruto has changed a bit over the past year. He has grown from 5'6" to 5'11", and has changed his clothing style, still wearing black ninja sandals and trousers, but has forgotten wearing a shirt, and instead wears a dark blue trench coat with a high collar, and black flames at the bottom, just think Minato's coat, but dark blue. And black, being held together by a small chain just below the collar. Again like Minato's, giving everyone a good look at his chiseled chest, and six-pack, still wearing the face mask from the start of the trip. But the biggest difference is his hair that he grew out of has red highlights, adult hair, but with red highlights in it. He got them about 4 months ago when they hit a snag in his training. Flashback 4 months ago. Naruto and his clones were training in his chakra control, trying to get it as good as possible to master it easier. But no matter what exercises he does, his control doesn't seem to be getting any better, and he didn't know why, so he went to ask. Jiraiya-sensei, I have a problem. No matter what I do, my chakra control won't get any better, no matter what I do to try and improve it, said a frustrated Naruto, annoyed that no matter what his control won't get better. I suspected this could happen. It must be due to the constant sending its chakra into your system, and messing with yours, resulting in your chakra only being controllable to a certain extent. Said with a serious look. Naruto knew that look meant he would have to do something quite risky. So is there any way to fix it? Asked Naruto, hoping there was, as better chakra control means easier time learning. Yes, there's a way, but it's up to you to go through with it, as it could be quite dangerous, said a serious person. It doesn't matter about the danger, if it helps me improve then it's worth it. I will take any risk, said Naruto in a determined Naruto. Seeing the look on Naruto's face, he smiled at his apprentice's will to grow stronger. Okay, then you need to go into your mindscape, and talk to the fox to help you with your control problem, said, waiting for Naruto to shout at him for being an idiot, and that was dumb, but was surprised at the calm face of Naruto. And even more surprised at his answer. Okay sensei, I knew I would have to talk with the fox soon anyway, this way it just gets it over with, said Naruto in a calm voice. Jiraiya's surprised face changed into a proud smile, as he knew his apprentice was maturing. Well okay, then start meditating, and go to the fox, told Naruto not to waste time. Naruto got into the lotus position, and concentrated. Mindscape. So my jailer visits me once again. Spock glaring at Naruto with his giant red eyes. Yes, I have come to make an agreement between us, said Naruto in a calm voice, hoping they would be reasonable, and listen to his offer. Haha, why would I make a deal with you? Look at Fox, but inwardly curious, as to what the deal is. Look, neither of us wanted to be stuck together, but we are, and unless you want to be extracted, and used for who knows what, they will consider the offer, said Naruto, hoping to convince them to listen to him. You make a point. What is this offer you have come to talk about? Spoke is still wondering about the deal. It isn't much, just to stop interfering with my chakra, so I can get my control up further, said Naruto in a calm voice, looking straight at the fox. Is that all you want, not to access my power? The fox asked skeptically, not believing that his container didn't want his power. Yep, I don't really care about your power, it is yours so you keep it, but back to the deal, I will do something for you. So what do you want apart from the seal gone? Asked Naruto. The fox, surprised by his answer, couldn't help but grin, now respecting Naruto a bit more. Thinking about the deal, he spoke, very well, I agree, and what I want is this mindscape changed up a bit. This sewer isn't fit for someone like me to live in. Finding the Kyuubi's request reasonable, Naruto concentrated, and the sewer was replaced by a meadow with gigantic trees and animals running around. I was surprised by the change. He didn't expect that much of a change, but what made his eyes widen was the cage disappearing and being replaced by a collar with a seal on it. Well, what do you think? Asked Naruto, hoping the fox liked the change. Very nice indeed. Now for my part of the deal, I'm going to send a concentrated burst of my chakra into you and withdraw it. That should get your chakra used to mine quicker. And also you being able to control it like normal chakra, your chakra coils will adapt to it, said the fox, giving Naruto a moment to prepare himself, and getting a nod. The pumps a concentrated burst of chakra into Naruto's coils, and withdraws it. Naruto, not used to the chakra, passes out, and leaves the mindscape, not hearing the speak once more. And perhaps he is different from my other hosts, only time, and his actions will tell. 2 hours later. Naruto began to open his eyes, but felt pain all over his body, but with sheer will lifted himself to look around. He found himself at his and Jiraiya's camp, with Jiraiya by the fire writing in his notebook, giggling, making his way to each step more painful than the last. Jiraiya sees Naruto walking over and instantly helps him sit down near the fire. So mind telling me what happened there? Asked by Jiraiya, Naruto began the story of his deal with the 30 minutes later. Wow, that explains the new look, said to Naruto, only to see a confused face. He passes a bowl of water to Naruto, who looks into it with shock. His whisker marks were gone, but his hair had red highlights getting over his sock. He tried spinning a kunai on his finger, and to his relief, it was as easy as tree walking. So for the next 2 weeks, Naruto spent time getting his chakra control better. Flashback end. Jiraiya watched Naruto pull down his mask, exposing his face, revealing it to be an exact replica of the fourth. Getting over his reminiscing, he walks up to Naruto, gaining his attention. Morning, what was the noise for? Asks, waiting to gain his breath back. Naruto replies, it was I was working on called lighting release. Compressed lighting. It works by compressing a large amount of lighting chakra into a small bowl, and the releasing the energy in a single burst, said Naruto with pride in his voice for coming up with an awesome. Very impressive, but we have a mission to do, and when we are finished I have to send a report about your progress so far, so let's get moving. Ordered to get a nod from Naruto. What the mission, sensei? And a camp to the west of Fire Country, but it is said to be led by a missing nin called Kisame. From he is a high A-rank ninja that specializes in water, but I'm sure you can handle it like all the other missions we have done. And remember, after this mission, we will be traveling to different countries, and it is our first stop, so we can drop of the hat there, and I can go and do research at the hot springs, and I also hear the new is a beauty set with a pervert giggle. 2 hours of travel. After 2 hours of travel, Naruto and land on a tree overlooking the camp to make the best strategy. Thinking it over, Naruto got an idea. Okay sensei, I have a plan, so you sit back and watch. Getting a nod from Naruto, jumps down from the tree and making a hand seal, then suddenly and pulling out his twin kamas. Then a thick mist envelops the camp, catching the bandits and their leader off guard. But what sent chills up their spines was the demonic sounding voice coming from the gate. 1, 2, I'm coming for you, sang the demonic voice as the bandits heard their comrades screaming inside the mist. 3, 4, blood and guts galore, sang Naruto as he killed more bandits like sweating flies. 5, 6, did you enjoy my tricks, Naruto sang as he finished killing the last bandit. 7, 8, you have sealed your fate, continued Naruto as he unleashed his Kai on Kisame, freezing him in place. Naruto ran a Kisame and cut his head clean off with his wind-infused Kama. 9, 10, never wake again, sang Naruto as the mist disappeared, revealing over 100 dead bandits with looks of horror plastered on their faces. Jiraiya watched all of this happen in the matter of 1 minute in the tree. When he first heard Naruto start singing, he had a chill down his spine, and having a small amount of pity for the bandits, as even he finds it difficult to hear or track Naruto in his mist. After the mist was gone, Jiraiya used a shunshin to get to Naruto's position. Name Naruto, I hate it when you use that technique, it gives me the creeps, said, still creeped out by the singing. Giving a smirk, he said, but you can't deny the results, and Naruto knew it creeped his sensei out, and that's why he uses it when fighting large groups of people. Anyway, let's search the camp, and seal the kiss head, and burn this place down, and then travel to Wave Country since we need to get a boat, and it's the closest place to set getting a knot from Naruto. They searched the camp for any valuables or people. Luckily there were no people, only about 30.000 Ryo. So sealing everything up, Naruto set explosive tags all over the camp. And at a safe distance blue is sky high. 5 hours later, Naruto and Jiraiya were on the outskirts of Wave Country looking at the bridge Naruto helped defend from, and Haku on his first sea-turned airing mission. So the Great Naruto Bridge, it's definitely impressive, that's for sure. Said impressed with the size of the bridge. Before we go and find a boat, I have 2 places I want to visit, is that okay? Sensei asked Naruto. Of course, I need to write a report too anyway, so you go and visit wherever you want, and I'll send a toad to tell you where I am told. Still looking at the bridge. Thanks Sensei, I will see you in a little while. Then, Naruto walked to and graves, inwardly thinking of something important. 10 minutes later, reaching the graves of his former enemies turned friends, he sits down and starts talking. Hey you two, sorry I couldn't visit more, but I have been on a training trip and working hard for a while now, and I've learned so many things from my sensei on this trip. I even know the hidden myths now, and I think even you would be proud of how I use it. Haha, laughed Naruto. And Haku, I still protect my precious people no matter what, said Naruto. But then he remembered why he was here. Oh yeah, I would be honored if you would allow to wield your blade, because knowing you would hate to have your weapon wasted being used as a tombstone. Walking up to the blade and hefting it out of the ground, he admires the blade, as even after a year in the ground the blade was still as sharp as the day it was made. Naruto then seals the blade into a scroll, and after saying his last goodbyes, he leaves the graves of 2 people that changed his life. Going back to the bridge, Naruto walks along it, remembering about all that happened here, like him using the Kyuubi's chakra for the first time. Forgetting that, Naruto continued walking, and, as he reaches the town, he sees a familiar house. Walking over to it and knocks. I'm coming, said in a familiar voice. As the door opened, Naruto saw the familiar face of the Tsunade, still as beautiful as the last time he saw her. As the Tsunade opened the door, she was treated to the sight of a man dressed in black sandals and pants with a dark blue coat with black flames, with no shirt and a face mask, giving him a mysterious look with gold and red hair. Hey Tsunade, it had been a long time since I saw Naruto, but noticed a confused look along with a blush on her face. I'm sorry, do I know you, said Tsunade, said with a still noticeable blush on her face from seeing his muscles. Faking a hurt look, Naruto grabs his heart. You don't recognize me, Tsunade? That hearts, I was only here about a year ago. Still seeing the confused look, Naruto pulls down his mask, causing a bigger blush to spread across her face. It's me, Naruto, he said with a heart-melting smile. Tsunade was gobsmacked. This was Naruto, the small kid who wore all orange and shouted all the time. Quickly getting over her shock, she pulled Naruto into a hug. Naruto, it's great to see you again, you've changed so much, said Tsunade, still hugging Naruto. Tsunade, who's at the door, said, walking over. As he hears his daughter shouting, when he gets there he sees his daughter hugging a man dressed in black sandals and pants with a dark blue coat with black flames with no shirt. Hey old man, how have you been, said Naruto, just looked confused. Did he know this man from somewhere? Seeing the confused look, Naruto spoke again. Why does no one recognize me? It me, Naruto, gaining a shocked look from Balshit. There's no way you're Naruto. Last time I saw him he was a midget who wore orange and shouted a lot. Not some heartthrob, said who saw Naruto disappear and move into the corner with a rain cloud above his head, mumbling about mean old men, and he wasn't a midget, causing Tsunade to giggle. He really is Naruto too. Sananari is going to be excited to see him again. He has missed you a lot, said Tsunade. Naruto, recovered from his episode, gets out of the corner still mumbling about stupid old man. So where's Inari anyway? Asked Naruto. Oh, he's out with some friends. Would you like to wait and see him? He should be in about 5 minutes, asked about the Tsunade, still with the blush on her face. If it isn't any trouble I would love to, said Naruto. Oh, no trouble at all, so tell us what you have been up to, with spoke. So for the next 40 minutes Naruto told them about his trip, leaving out some of the details. Meanwhile with, okay, take this too for me, okay, ordered, getting not in response from the toad, and in a poof of smoke he was gone. Now to wait for a reply. Spoke to himself. Back in Konoha Hokage's office. Tsunade filled out paperwork, but drifted to her favorite blonde, as she was expecting a report from Jiraiya any day now, and if had read her mind a poof of smoke, there was a small orange toad sitting on her desk. Message from For, said, passing the letter to who thanked him, and read it. Dear. Yo, the trip is a huge success so far. I mean, Naruto can fight me evenly, and that's with a year of training. By the end of the trip he is going to be a monster, but anyway, here are the levels I put him at. Ninjutsu lowest rank, master all affinities, and made own for all of them. Genjutsu higher rank has mastered the Swift Fist, and next year I will teach him the Frog Kata. Genjutsu lowest rank has mastered the Reaper style, and uses it with deadly skill. Genjutsu low B rank due to limited amount learned, but has mastered ones he knows. Ninjutsu master on par with me thanks to clones. So all around I'd say he is a higher rank ninja at the moment, and he is still improving, so it is safe to say by the end of the trip, he will be a medium to highest rank. But it's not just his abilities that have changed, but his looks have, as well. He a heartthrob now, and if you don't believe me that there is a small seal at the bottom with a picture in it. Send back a message after you stop drooling from seeing him. From. Thinking the pervert was joking, she unsealed the picture, and almost passed out. The picture was of Naruto with just his boxers on getting out of a river, and water still dripping from him. After 5 minutes of ogling the picture, she wiped the drool from her mouth, and put the picture in her pocket for later. Wrote a reply, and gave it to whoever proved it. Backward. After sending the message to found a boat that would take them to the land of water. Waiting for the message back, he heard approved, and was sitting there with a letter thanking him, and giving him a chocolate bar. He read the letter. To Jiraiya. That is wonderful news. I'm so glad that he has improved to that level so quickly. I know he is now, but by the time he gets back he will probably be an elite considering all the missions you have done. Also, if you turn him into a pervert, then I am going to kill you slowly, and painfully. Do I make myself clear? Good luck with the training. From. Jiraiya played on the threat, and hoped that Naruto never read his book around or he was going to die. Thinking it's about time to leave, Jiraiya summons again to tell Naruto to meet him at the East Docks. Back with Naruto. And that's what happened until now. Naruto just finished telling them about the exams until now. Wow, Naruto nice, you're awesome, said a starry-eyed Inari, thinking how cool Naruto is. Yep, very impressive, said. Meanwhile Tsunade was just blushing. Then a poof of smoke appeared, and a small orange toad appeared. Yo, Naruto asked to meet him at the East Docks, said, getting a nod. He proved away. Knowing he had to go, he said his goodbyes to the family, and made his way to the meeting place. The East Docks. Alright, are you ready to go? Asked. Yep, I'm ready for the next part of training, spoke Naruto, getting a nod. They both got on the boat, and set sail for 2-year time skip. Walking along the road to the gates of was a man standing, a tall 6'2" with long white spiky hair, wearing a horned forehead protector with oil written across it. This man was the legendary Jiraiya. Walking next to was Naruto, not changing much over the 2 years apart from being taller, along with his face getting more angular, and has 3 small scrolls strapped to his leg, along with the Kubikura strapped to his back, giving him an intimidating look. So you glad to be going back to the village? Asked. Yeah, I am. I can't wait to see everyone again, but I'm also terrified at the same time, said Naruto with a smile, but also getting a bit pale. Why would you be terrified? What could you have possibly done before you left? Asked, confused, not knowing what could get his apprentice to get scared. I left before saying goodbye to some people, and I know they are going to kill me when they see me, said a still pale Naruto. So I'm sure they will understand, and he could possibly hurt you at the level you are at, and there is no way a classmate of yours could hurt you. So who? Asked, an intrigued, not knowing who these people could be. Benko, Kurenai, Yugao, Hana, and Sum, said a still pale Naruto, praying to Kami that he showed some mercy. Jiraiya's jaw got lower and lower to the floor with each passing name, and his eyes grew the size of dinner plates, which shouted, not believing what Naruto just said. Yeah, I met them when I was a kid, and they were really nice to me, but I tried to distance myself from them, because I didn't want them to get hurt by the villagers, because they talked to me, but they wouldn't have it. Why I tried to leave by Kami. They beat me up that day for being an idiot. I still have pains from it, said Naruto, chuckled Naruto. But hoping they wouldn't do that again, or he might have to end his career as a ninja. Jiraiya still is not over the fact that Naruto was friends with Konoha's 5 ice queens, some of the most deadly and most beautiful kunoichi in the village. So how did you meet them? Asked, wondering about how he could have met them. Well, long story short, I met Anko-chan outside the Forest of Death whilst I was training, and she helped me with my kunai and shuriken throwing. I met Kurenai-chan a couple of days after the Skrull incident, and she helped me learn the Bringer of Darkness. Sum-chan and Hana-chan I met when I took an injured puppy I found in an alley to get treated at the vets, and apparently it was one of theirs that ran away. Since meeting them we became friends, and sometimes we hang out, said Naruto with a happy smile, remembering all the times he had spent with them. Jiraiya was crying in tears over his apprentice knowing and befriending Konoha's most beautiful kunoichi. You make me so happy, Naruto. I couldn't have asked for a better apprentice than you. First, all the research I get with you near, and that seal you made. If I knew you weren't human, I would call you Kami amongst men, said a still crying Naruto, sweat dropping at his sensei, sees the village gates in the distance walking faster. He reaches the gate, getting closer. He sees the 2 eternal gate guards asleep, coughing loudly, wakening the 2 that rubbed their eyes, and looked to where the noise came from, and paled. The Onum and Sama shouted both, and with eyes the size of dinner plates. Guys, it's me, Naruto, said a sweet dropping Naruto, thinking I know I look like my dad, but still. Suddenly both started laughing. Ha, that's a good one. There is no way you're Naruto. It's only been 3 years, and there is no way you're him. Last time we saw him he was an orange wearing midget, not some Yondaime Sama look-alike, said both, as they watched Naruto start drawing circles in the dirt with a rain cloud above his head, mumbling something that sounded like I wasn't that small. After getting a laugh at Naruto's expense, made his presence known. You 2, that is Naruto, by the way, said, shocking the 2. Seriously, that's Naruto, he's changed a lot over the years, hasn't he? I mean, I can already see the fangirls, the poor boy is going to suffer. Spoke, getting a full-blown laugh from that just adds another village to the list. That Naruto has fangirl groups in all the 3 of the major villages already, and some of the minor ones, as well, said in amused knowing Naruto hates his fan groups. Anyway, can we enter now? You two, I want to settle in before I get chased down the streets, said Naruto, recovering. Getting signed in, and saying goodbye, and walking down the street towards the tower, getting a lot of lust-filled looks from women, and angry glares from men trying to ignore them, and going to the tower. 5-minute time skip. Getting to the tower, and walking towards Tsunade's office, reaching the top of the tower to see sitting behind a desk, he woke over. Hey, long time no see, said, looking up, sees standing there. Oh, Jiraiya-sama, you're back. Does that mean Naruto-kun is here, as well, said. Hey Shizune-chan, I'm right here, said Naruto. Said Naruto, walking over to her. Shizune, upon seeing Naruto, turned 7 shades of red, and has a little blood leaking from her nose, wiping the blood off discreetly, and forcing her blush down, inwardly thinking, my Kami, he's a Adonis. Running from behind her desk, she gives Naruto a big hug, trying not to blush again, when she feels his muscular chest. Separating from the hug, she says, it's so good to see you again, Naruto-kun, and you can go see Tsunade-sama now. I know she's been dying to see you. We can catch up later, okay, said Shizune, getting a nod from Naruto. Knocking on the door, and receiving a come-in from letting walk in first, with Naruto hiding behind him. Hey Tsunade, how have you been, said. Hello, I trust the last 2 years have made progress, considering that you didn't send me a message like you were supposed to, said, and annoyed. I only did that because Naruto asked me for to. He said, I want to see that cute shock look on her face when she sees what I can do, said Jiraiya, taking note of the blush that appeared on her face. Well, where he is anyway, I've been waiting 3 years to see him, said, still blushing, thinking about what Naruto said, thinking, I can't believe he thinks I'm cute. Stepping out from behind, and lowering his mask so his chiseled face is viewable to the world, he sees the reaction he got from, and it was priceless. Her jaw met the floor, and her eyes were the size of dinner plates, laughing at her face, causing her to break out of her stupor. She looks at him up and down, could help the drool that escaped her mouth to her. It was unbelievable. He managed to get ever more hotter than the picture she had been sent a year ago. Wiping the drool off of her mouth, she jumps up out of her chair and pulls Naruto into a bone-breaking hug. I miss you, Naruto said in a muffled voice, as the face was on Naruto's chest, forcing the blush down. I miss you too, Tsunade-chan, said Naruto, trying not to blush, as pushed her large bust into his chest along with her face, trying to cover up the blush on her face, being called Chan by Naruto, staying like this for 5 minutes, enjoying the feeling of being close with each other. They hear Kuth, both turning, they see with a perverted smile on his face. If I didn't know better, I would say you are a couple, said Jiraiya, never losing his smirk, and laughing, as the two blushed bright red at his statement. Grudgingly letting go of each other, and forcing their blushes down, they carried on with the meeting. So how much has Naruto improved over the past 2 years? Asked to try to get Naruto out of her head. Well, you could look at Naruto's bingo book entry, but it all might not be accurate, said, passing a bingo book to. Turn to page 128, said, trying to hold in his laughter, knowing what a reaction will be. Beginning to read the entry, her expression changes from happy to confused to completely shocked. Name: Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. Aliases: Blue Flash, the Singing Demon. Relatives: Minato Namikaze's father. Appearance: golden yellow hair with red highlights, wearing black ninja sandals and trousers, and dark blue trench coat with a high collar, and black flames at the bottom being held together by a small chain just below the collar, also wearing a black face mask. Village: Konohagakure. Rank: High S. Element: affinities: wind, lightning, and water. Bloodlines: storm release. Skills: ninjutsu, cage. Taijutsu, cage. Genjutsu, cage. Kenjutsu, cage. Fuinjutsu, master. Senjutsu, master. Waning: don't engage unless with a cage level shinobi. Bounty: 100 million I will want it dead. 100 million Odo want it dead. Looking at the smiles on and Naruto's face, she composes herself. I didn't expect him to come back cage level shinobi. Naruto, I know I promoted you already to elite last year, after your 20th seconds rank mission, but I want to see up close what you are capable of, so I'm going to organize a spar between you, and some of our best shinobi that I, as well as the clan heads. And an above ninja will watch, said. Of course, Tsunade-chan, I don't mind showing some of what I can do, but I doubt I will need to go anywhere near all out. I mean, I can kick Jiraiya-sensei's ass with a blindfold and a hand tied behind my back, said Naruto, smiling at the memory of him humiliating. Okay, the spar will be at the exam stadium tomorrow, so be ready, okay, said, excited about watching Naruto fight. Okay, Tsunade-chan, I will go and book a room at a hotel to stay at, said Naruto, about to leave, but heard shout in protest. Wait, Naruto, you can stay at my home tonight, and after the fight, I will help you find a permanent home, so let's just talk for a while, said, not wanting Naruto to leave yet, as she wanted to know what had happened during his trip. Thanks, Tsunade-chan, but I don't want to be bothered, said Naruto, not wanting to bother at her home. It's no bother Naruto, I would love for you to stay, so sit down because I have lots of questions said. Doing as told, Naruto sites down, as they talk for hours about what had happened during their trip. 4 hours later. Wow, so Sakura became your apprentice after I left. That seemed unlikely, said Naruto, not believing Sakura became a serious ninja. I know it surprised me too when she asked me for lessons, but here answer when I asked what surprised me more said. Why did she say that? Naruto was not sure why Sakura would ask her. She said that Naruto opened my eyes after that incident outside the Iron Wolf, where you shouted at her about how useless she was. As a ninja she remembered all the times you and Sasuke saved her while she did nothing but get in the way said. That's good to hear, she is taking her career seriously now said a smiling Naruto. But suddenly Tsunade's face became serious. Naruto, why is under asked is serious? You might as well dispel it now, Jiraiya-sensei. I should have known we could keep a secret from her said Naruto. As asked, he dispelled the revelation of a younger man in what looked like his 20s. Confused, Tsunade asked, what was that like mine? Asked a curious. No, Tsunade-chan, Jiraiya's younger look is due to a seal-like created that absorbs nature energy into the body, and goes directly into each cell, giving them to divide more, and cause the person the seal is applied to in a sense de-age, allowing them a youthful look, as well as healthier body-like organs, bones, and other things, said Naruto, looking at the shell-shocked face of. What you created a seal like that? This is amazing, shouted that could hardly believe what she heard, a seal that could practically give you eternal youth. Calming herself down. What other effects does this seal have said, still trying to calm down. Well, it gives enhanced strength and speed and a sensing ability, but medical effect wise gives a large healing factor, also being de-aged, gives older men more fertile sperm, and older women the chance to have children again, as their organs have the aged, as well said in a calm voice. Completely choked would be the only way to describe Tsunade's emotion at the moment. This would help so many people being able to children who could, and save dying out clans, but also a great danger to whoever created it, as another village would kill to have the ability to de-age their greatest shinobi to their prime again. I'm labeling this an S-rank secret that only you, and will know until I say otherwise ordered. Of course Tsunade-chan, but if you will excuse me, I am tired from my journey, and need some rest, so I will see you at home. Naruto disappeared in a blue flash. Hokage Mansion. Appearing outside the mansion, Naruto talks to the guards about him staying here for a night. Entering the house, he has a look around, and notices a lot of recipes on the kitchen counter from restaurants, meaning keeps ordering out, and not cooking. Naruto takes his coat off, and hangs it up, and puts a black apron he found on a hook, and starts preparing a meal for. 1 hour later. Finishing making the meal, and placing it in a stasis seal to keep it hot, and cleaning up, and writing a note to read, he takes off the apron, and finds his way to the guest room to get some sleep. 4 hours later. Entering her home, walks around, and tries to find Naruto. After no success, down stars, she looks in one of the guest rooms, and finds him asleep with a peaceful look on his face. Smiling at the sight, she closes the door, and goes downstairs to order her dinner for the night, but, as she reaches the phone, she finds a message. Opening, she read. Dear Tsunade-chan. I don't think it's nice to have to order a meal every night, so I made you something. Look in the kitchen, and pump some chakra into the seal. Love, Naruto. Smiling at the thoughtful gesture, she walks into the kitchen to see the seal on the counter pumping chakra, and in a poof of smoke a lovely looking meal appeared. It was chicken curry with white rice, and for a drink ice cold sake. Eating her meal she could help but wonder how Naruto could cook this well. Finishing the meal, heads upstairs, and goes into Naruto room, and creeps over, and places a soft kiss on Naruto's forehead, and whispers, thank you Naruto-kun. About to stand up, she didn't expect Naruto's hands to circle around her waist, and drag her to him, and holding her close, blushing at the close content. And seeing no way to escape without wakening Naruto, she drifts off to sleep in his arms with a smile on her face. The next morning. Waking up to sounds of birds chirping outside the window, Naruto feels a weight on his chest. Slowly opening his eyes, he looks to see using his chest as a pillow with her clinging to his side. Shocked at what he saw, but quickly calming himself down, he looks at sleeping. He moves a strand of hair out of her eyes, and smiles at how beautiful she looks, trying to get out of her grip without waking her up. Seeing no way out with causing her to wake, he drifts back to sleep. 30 minutes later. Starting to open her eyes, feels warmth coming from beside her. She looks to see Naruto lying next to her with her arms clinging to him, and her using his chest as a pillow, trying not to blush at the feel of his muscles, but fails when her leg brushes against his morning problem. She blushes so bright that a certain would be proud. She lets go of Naruto's arm, and tries to sneak out without getting caught. Turning the knob of the door, her breath stops when she hears, morning Tsunade-chan, how did you sleep? Said a cheerful Naruto. Tsunade, not thinking about what she said, shouted out, wonderfully, blushing red, and quickly covering her mouth, and looking away from Naruto. Smiling at her, Naruto walks up to her, and pulls her into a hug which she returns. He whispers, I had a wonderful sleep to Tsunade-chan, we should do this again, sometime. Getting a shocked look from not knowing what to say to him, she got out of the hug, and looked at Naruto. Naruto, I'm 36 years older than you, said, trying not let her emotions control her dictions. but only seeing a smirk form on his face. Tsunade-chan, did you forget already? I made a seal for this kind of thing, said Naruto, enjoying the look on Tsunade's face, as she realizes he was right. Still controlling her emotions, but her control was slipping gradually, she says, Naruto, I'm just an old woman who has closed herself up to the world after all my family died. Why would you even want me? Said, getting quieter, as she continued to talk with some tears falling from her face, as she looked down trying to hide her face. Lifting chin, getting a look at her face, looking right at her, he says with the no emotions, you're right, why would I want a woman like that in my life, crying even heavier now thinking he was done, but then she heard him continue, but I don't see a woman like that in front of me, I see a beautiful woman who lost her way in life, and even with all she lost continues to live. And that takes great strength, said Naruto with passions in each word. Not being able to control herself anymore, she locks her lips with Naruto, and puts as much passion and love into every moment of it, and Naruto responding with an equal amount, pulling apart for air, pulls Naruto into another hug, and holds him tightly, hoping that it wasn't a dream. Tsunade, I would love to spend the rest of the day holding you, but I have to go to the exam stadium for my spars, whispered Naruto softly, as he stroked her hair. Seeing Naruto point, she reluctantly lets go, and she leaves to have a quick shower, and gets changed, leaving Naruto alone to do the same. Walking downstairs in his normal outfit, he decides to make himself a quick breakfast of scrambled eggs and toast, just about to finish making it come down, and sits ready to be given her food. You know you don't have to cook for me, Naruto-kun said, but blushes when her stomach growls, apparently disagreeing with her, laughing at causing her blush to increase. He gives her a plate of food and sits down next to her. So who am I going to be fighting today then, said Naruto, and smiled at the small blush she got at him calling her princess. You will have to wait and see, Naruto-kun, I don't want to ruin the surprise, said with a playful smirk, knowing he isn't going to get any information. He finishes his meal, walks to, and pulls her into a passionate kiss, which she returns with great joy. I'll meet you at the stadium, okay? Getting naughty, gives her one more quick kiss, pulls up his mask, and in a flash of blue was gone. Ichiraku ramen. The old man, give me 5 beef ramen, 3 chicken, and 4 miso ramen, said Naruto, appearing at a small stand. Tucci hearing the order, and his jaw dropped. Standing was the twin of, but in a different outfit, paling, thinking he is staring at a ghost, faints on the spot. Hearing her noise, she see her father passed out of the floor. She looks to see who done it, and blushes at the sight of Naruto. Hey Im-chan, long time no see. Not knowing where she knows this man, she looks over again, and pales. Yondaime Sama shouts before fainting. Sweat dropping at their reaction, Naruto sights down at the counter, and waits for them to wake up. 10 minutes later. You nearly gave this old man a heart attack, Naruto. You look so much like it's scary you're going to have more girls chasing you than ever did. He laughed harder, as he heard Naruto mumble about evil fangirls, and should just leave me alone. Trust me, old man. I know I have a fan club in every major village, and some minor ones, said a depressed Naruto, thinking Kami is punishing him for something. Finishing his ramen, he was about to leave, but a bear mask appears in the Shunshin. Uzumaki-san, you are needed at the stadium, said the. Saying goodbye, Naruto disappears in a blue flash, shocking the, and appears outside the stadium. Walking into the stadium, he reaches the arena, and stands there watching the reactions of his arrival, that varied from lust, anger, and confusion. Then she enhanced her voice with chakra spoken shinobi of. Today we welcome back home a ninja that has been gone for 3 years, so allow me to reintroduce, Naruto said. What was shouted from almost all of the shinobi populace, apart from 5 who had anger written on their faces, and if reading each other's mind, Shunshin down to him, and all 5 shouted in perfect sync, Naruto. Uzumaki, you have some explaining to do, shouted 5 angry Kunoichi. Paling at the sight of the angry Kunoichi, he done the thing every man would do in this situation. He ran like the Shinigami was chasing him. This seemed to anger them more, as they started to unleash Kai at him, as they chased him around the arena, but due to fear he tripped, causing all of them to dogpile him, and tie him with ninja wire. Looking at the tied Naruto with female fury in their eyes, gaining sympathetic looks from the males in the crowd, but were still wondering what was going on. So are you going to explain yourself, or are we going to have to hurt you more, said Tsum, cracking her knuckles. This action was repeated by the rest of them. Now Tsum-chan, there is no need for that, said a stuttering Naruto, terrified of the beating he would get from them. Stop stuttering, and tell us why you didn't tell us you were going, said. The still pale Naruto tried getting his fear under control, or suffered the wrath of and Kura and I were on a mission, and Tsum and Hana were busy dealing with clan affairs, and I didn't want to waste your time, said Naruto. You saw them calm down slightly, but were still angry. You wouldn't have wasted your time, Naruto, but if that's true, then why didn't you leave us a note, said Hana. Trying to come up with a good excuse that sounded better than I forgot, quickly shouted out, I did, but said he would give them to you, whilst I got ready, said Naruto, mentally patting himself on the back for the great excuse. Believing the lie, the Kunoichi directed their anger towards who played, and was inwardly thinking, I'm not sure if I should be proud or pissed at Naruto at the moment, wanting to avoid the pain sunshine out of the stadium. Wanting to get the matches started, shouts enough, you can interrogate Naruto later, let the matches begin, said, agreeing with the Kunoichi, untie Naruto, and go back into the stands. What might come down to the arena, shouts the. Yash Hokage-sama, I would be happy to show Naruto my flames of youth. Shouted an enthusiastic. I cried a little writing this. Getting into their stances shouts. Show me the power of youth, Naruto-kun shouted with Lee in the audience agreeing with him. You save something, said Naruto pretending he didn't hear him, getting a round of applause from Kakashi. Curse you Kakashi, your hip ways have dampened Naruto flames of youth, and it's my job to rekindle those flames, shouted who threw a kunai at Naruto, who dodged easily, but vanished in thin air, only to reappear above Naruto. Dynamic entry shouted, but to his, and every in the stadium shock, Naruto caught it with one hand. My turn, said Naruto, throwing guy in the air. Then disappeared from everyone's view, only to see get launched across the stadium with such force that it looked like he was teleported, and crash into the wall embedding him into it. Guy was in a lot of pain, forcing himself onto his feet. He thinks it feels like I got hit by one of those trains in Spring Country. Naruto-kun, your flames of youth burn brightly. I will not hold back anymore, said Guy, taking his weights out of his leg warmers and throwing them, causing two gigantic craters to form, and shouts. Date of opening release. Date of healing release. Date of life release, shouted, causing his skin to turn red due to increase in blood flow. Again disappearing, running straight at Naruto, who still hasn't moved from his spot, getting closer, shouts. Leaf Whirlwind sends an extremely fast series of kicks at Naruto, who counters all of them with his own series of kicks, and pushes back. Skidding to a stop, looks at Naruto in astonishment to come this far into jutsu in only 3 years, was astounding, getting over his shock, shouts. Date of pain release. Sorry Naruto-kun, but this is where it ends, said, reaching Naruto in seconds, sends a powerful punch at Naruto, and it hits dead on, sending him crashing into a wall. I don't think Naruto is getting up, Hokage saw, but was cut off when he heard a clapping sound. Looking around, he see Naruto standing the clapping. Well done, you're the first person to hit me into jutsu in a year, so I'm going to show you my true speed, Kai shouted Naruto, and everyone sees 5 glowing symbols on 2 on each leg, an arm, and 1 on his chest. Now don't blink, said Naruto before disappearing and reappearing behind, and shouted swift sound kick. When the kick connected, it sent flying, but different from last time, as there was a large booming sound when he flew, hitting the wall. Naruto said, it's over, he isn't getting up from that, Tsunade. Silence was the response from the crowd, not believing what they just saw. The village's top Taijutsu expert just got defeated like he was a genin facing a cage. But 5 people who paid attention noticed the name he called, and felt jealous. Getting over her shock, announces Naruto the winner. Medic, get to the hospital for treatment. Up next we have Kakashi, please come to the arena, shouted. Sun shining down, Kakashi gets Naruto to Naruto, I see you've improved, if that fight is anything to say, said Kakashi in his normal laid-back tone, but inwardly he was sweating. He just annihilated Guy like he was a bug. I have to take this seriously. Hey Kakashi-sensei, bit of a heads up, I would use that eye of yours if I was you, said Naruto. Kakashi, seeing his point, lifts his headband, exposing his Sharingan. Okay, Naruto vs Kakashi Hajime. Thanks for watching my video, and make sure to check out the author of this fanfic. Link is in the description. See you next time. Till then, sayonara.